guys, welcome to Meals with Maria and another $5 Fridays video. Today I'm showing you 4 freezer meals for $20, which is going to average out to $5 a meal. I'll be making an Italian chicken, a chicken cacciatore, chicken marsala, and buttered chicken. All of these meals are super easy to assemble. I'll show you that I assemble them all in one night in a matter of about an hour and a half. And honestly, if I hadn't had interruptions from the little munchkins running around in the background, probably would have taken less than an hour. All these meals can be placed in the freezer, and then when you're ready to use them, you just take them out, put them in the fridge, thaw them overnight, and place them in the crock pot. It's super simple. They'll also be able to be served with either pasta or rice, really your choice of side. I find that freezer meals are extremely budget friendly because not only are these ones very inexpensive to assemble, but they help you on those nights when you know you're going to be rushing or weeks when you just feel like you're not able to get things together and you may otherwise order out. Having these meals on hand is extremely helpful and it can save your budget. Now I'm going to show you how you can make these 4 meals for just $20.
So all of these meals are based around this package of chicken. This cost me $9.44. It was $1.69 a pound, and I got 5.5 pounds of chicken. Ended up getting 4 very large chicken breasts. So in each meal, I use one of the large chicken breasts, which puts me a little bit over a pound of chicken per meal. There are 4 of us in the family, so this is the perfect amount of chicken for us to eat. The first meal I'm going to be making is an Italian chicken. So I'm just going to cut off some of the fat that is on the chicken breast. This is kind of up to you how you want to do this. And then I'm slicing my chicken. I'm just going to place those pieces into these freezer bags. I'm using reusable freezer bags and these really cool little things that hold everything up because it just makes it easy to film that way and it makes it easy to make that way. But you absolutely don't need those things. You can put this in a disposable freezer bag or even a Tupperware container. Then I'm using a block of cream cheese. Cream cheese is just 79 cents at Aldi. And then 1 can of condensed cream of chicken soup. This cost me 55 cents, but if I had gone to the store, it would have been even cheaper at Aldi. I had purchased this through Instacart, so it was a little bit more expensive. Then just 1 packet of Italian seasoning, and that's it. That is a super simple freezer meal. The total cost of that meal for me was $4.25, but I think you can do it for even less if you are shopping smart. The next recipe is a chicken cacciatore. This recipe has the most ingredients of any of the recipes I'm doing tonight. So I'm just slicing up 1 onion. Then I'm also going to be adding 1 bell pepper sliced. I ended up having some leftovers from another night, so I use an already sliced bell pepper from a bag from my fridge. This recipe also calls for 2 10-ounce cans of diced tomatoes with green chilies. I grew tomatoes in my garden this summer, so I'm just being frugal and using the tomatoes that I have. I'm not adding green chilies, but I am just putting my whole canned tomatoes in. And once I cook this, I will kind of mash up those tomatoes. Now I've added a 1/2 cup of red wine and 1 cup of water, as well as a 12-ounce can of tomato paste. In go an 8-ounce container of mushrooms. You could also use canned drained mushrooms for this recipe, and I assume that that would bring your cost down. As I always say, eating on a budget is about using what you have, so make the best choices for what is in your cabinet. I am just slicing up 1 of the chicken breasts and placing this into the container. Now it's time to add the spices. We are using a 1/2 teaspoon of basil, a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1 teaspoon of oregano. The next meal I'm going to make is butter chicken, which is an Indian flavored dish. Just going to start off by adding my chicken breast. Yet again, I'm cubing this up. The recipe calls for 1.5 cups of tomato sauce, and I just used a container of marinara sauce from Aldi that was 95 cents. It also calls for 1/2 cup of chicken broth. Now, if you've followed me at all, you know that I am a huge fan of chicken bouillon. If you're using chicken bouillon, it comes to pennies per ounce. So it's almost negligible adding the chicken bouillon, and it adds so much flavor. You do not have to worry about cost in this case. I was able to find chicken bouillon at the Dollar Tree the other day, so you get so many cups of chicken broth for almost nothing. This recipe also calls for 2 tablespoons of ghee. I'm just using regular butter, and if you're on a budget, you can use margarine. It comes to 84 cents at Walmart. This recipe relies heavily on spices for its flavor, so we're using 1.5 teaspoons of turmeric powder, 3/4 of a teaspoon of sea salt, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 2 teaspoons of gram masala, 1 teaspoon of garlic, and 2 teaspoons of ginger. I am aware that that was a lot really fast. I will be putting all recipes in the description box for you. And see, this is what took up all my time, these crazy kids. The final recipe I'm making is chicken marsala. The recipe calls for 1 shallot. I paid 63 cents for my shallot, but I did see them at Trader Joe's for 29 cents the other day, so I know that I overpaid by almost 2 times by buying them on Instacart the other day. But I'll tell you, if I didn't order through Instacart, I would have no shallots, so I'm just happy that I have them. Every situation is different. We do the best we can, right? Next, I'm going to slice up my chicken. I decided to slice the chicken into basically like 3 breasts. These chicken breasts were absolutely humongous, so slicing it into 3 was no big deal. There was still very large pieces. I wanted 1 for me, 1 for Dan, and 1 for the kids. After that, I'm just adding 2 teaspoons of garlic. Many of these recipes do call for minced garlic, but I'm just using garlic powder because it's easier, sometimes less expensive, depends on the situation. I'm just doing it in the essence of time, and I don't feel like grating garlic right now. And the recipe calls for 1 cup of chicken broth, but you know I'm using bouillon. The recipe for that is just 1 cup of water and 1 teaspoon of bouillon, if you do not have cubes. Then I'm using 8 ounces of baby bella mushrooms and 1/3 cup of Marsala cooking wine. That is it, guys. Everything is done, and I made all these meals for right around $20. Pretty much feeling like a rock star right now.
All right, guys, I hope you're feeling motivated and like you got some awesome budget ideas for your family. It's kind of difficult to add up some of those prices, especially like with the spices and whatnot, but my total cost was right around $20. If you already have spices on hand, some of those meals were extremely inexpensive. Like the butter chicken came to $3.31 because I basically purchased chicken and tomato sauce and then added things that I already had in my cabinets. So it was very, very simple. And same thing with the Italian chicken. That one is just chicken and cream cheese and Italian seasoning. Pretty much doesn't get any easier than that. I'm so excited to eat some of these in the coming week, and I hope that you guys make some of these as well. If you like this video, give it that thumbs up. If you're new here, I do $5 Fridays every week, which is $5 meal ideas for you guys to help everybody out trying to live this frugal, budget-friendly eating lifestyle that we have. If you want to see more videos like this, I am going to pop a video of my inexpensive meal ideas in the crock pot up for you. I do have an entire crock pot playlist as well, and all those meals are going to be budget friendly and delicious. So go ahead and check those out. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my $5 Friday videos, or perhaps my Dollar Tree Thanksgiving, which is coming out on Monday, November 2nd. Don't miss it, and I'll see you there.
I've been waiting all my life for someone like you. I would watch the days go by, wasted and blue. I was out of use.